slow tutorial for this beautiful Restore makeup palette here. So this has everything you need for your face except for mascara, and I want to show you what to do with it. So first off, we're going to start with the foundation, and this is a skin tint. You want to tap in it, and then you're going to press it on your face in all the places you want it to go. So if you like a really light coverage, you can just put it in the areas that you're not going to put any other makeup, like contour, bronzer. But if you want a more full face makeup, just put it all over. And you see, I'm doing more of a tapping motion to press it in, and that is best for cream because it helps it stay in place and stay. I have already put on my makeup primer and Prime Protect and sunscreen. That is super important to keep you looking younger longer and to protect from sun damage. I have had skin cancer on my face, so it's super important to me to have SPF, and a good one with primer is just a double duty product. So this is probably the longest part of your makeup, is just pressing it in all over to the areas where you want. If you need extra coverage, like you have a lot of redness or melasma, and that you will need to color correct, you can color correct before you do this. So in the palette comes a color corrector, and this one right here, it should be darker than your skin tone, and there's one for redness, one for dark spots. So if you have like a lot of redness or a lot of dark spots, you might want to do that first, but I do not have a lot, so I'm going into the next shade, and that is a color corrector. And this is really good for under eyes. A lot of us have blue or purple under eyes, so if you'll take that and color correct right there. Also, if you have, like my under eyes can tend to be a lot lighter than the rest of my face, and so I don't want to have raccoon eyes, so I don't want a lot of brightness there. Brightness can also really draw attention to fine lines and wrinkles, and so you don't want too much brightness. If you have a lot of color to color correct, you'll want to use this shade instead, but I still do want some brightness. You can use the small end of this brush right here to do, like if you have a little acne or any little tiny spot that you want to cover up, you can use the little small end from that. And this is the Glow and Go brush, and that's what I'm using for my under eyes. I'm also going to use it for my brightening shade. So brightener, I like to brighten the center of my face. That kind of brings more interest. If you have one all over color on your face, it's just kind of dull, because our faces are not like that. They have shadow and dimension, and so to bring brightness to the center actually makes you look more natural. So I've got brightness straight down the center, and then I like to put it on the side of my nose, kind of, and so it's got a still brightness like under my eyes, but not highlighting anything right there. And then I'm gonna go into our next shade, and I'm just leaving it all right there. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm going into the bronzer and contour. So first of all, this is bronzer and contour in one. So I'm gonna use it as a rainbow right here. So this is kind of a bronzer and contour spot right there. And then for the cheekbones, top of the ear to the edge of the eye is gonna be a contour spot. And then just put the excess, kind of wipe off your brush on top of that, because that is going to give you bronzer. So this is a bronzer and contour in one. So it's not too cool, not too warm, and so that it can be in both. Then you can also outline that brightener around your nose to give you a nose contour. I like to take it up to the eyebrows as well, and then cut it off at the end. So that's your main foundation, is contour, bronzer, brightener, and your foundation. And now we just go into blend. So you want to blend the contour, bronzer all in this area, and then upwards is what you want to do for blending this, because you don't want to drag your face down with brown too low. I call like this right here, below this is the no-no line. You don't want to drag anything below that line, just kind of straight across your face and nose, because that is what will kind of drag your face down. And just tap to blend. So there I have my main base for foundation, and now we just need blush. These are blush and lips. So what you can do is you can take a little bit on your finger and use it for your lips. You can also use this brush and dab in there to get for your blush, or you can use your finger and tap it on like that and then blend. If you want a little high lifted look, keep it high right here. I personally like to put a little here because I feel like that I want to see color and rosiness, and it's actually more youthful for me as I have lost some volume in my cheeks. So this kind of brings the volume back. So I put some there. And then the last thing is we're gonna do brows and eyes. I'm gonna show you how to do brows today. I'm gonna save eyes for another day. So this is the Line and Go brush. You can use this for eyeliner. You can use it for a lip liner. I'm gonna use it for eyebrows. So if you will dip in your eyebrow color, and if you would like just real simple, just fill in, just use it as it is, and then brush up. If you want a more defined brow, you can go and wet this brush, and that will make a more defined line as well. I have to fill mine in right here. You want to do the edge of the nose, and that's where your brow should start. And I need to add a little bit at the arch here because I've lost some volume there. And then you can make the eyeshadow really simple. I'm gonna go really simple today just to finish off the look. I'm gonna do a more detailed eye look later, but I'm just gonna rub this all over my eye. You can do it with your finger, you can do it with a brush. The shimmers go on beautifully with your finger. Then just add your mascara, and that is it. Quick, simple makeup. I hope I have explained everything well. If you have any questions, please message me. I am your makeup gal and will be happy to answer any questions. And you can send me pictures and videos if you have specific questions that I have not answered on this video. That's the beauty of this business, is you have someone to ask. You have someone you can text and get help from. You're not just left wondering. I want to be able to answer your questions so that you can feel confident and beautiful in this simple makeup and put it together quick. Let me know if you have any questions.